Welcome to Box Center. I'm your host, JSmiff, and this is your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. In this full-length episode of Box Center, we're going to be talking about Tiara Brown and Skye Nicolson. What a fight, ladies and gentlemen. It was exactly what we expected, a classic matchup of the boxer versus the puncher. This was a very exciting fight from the first round. We saw Skye Nicolson using her footwork, using her jab, using her counter-punching abilities. And we saw Tiara Brown, being aggressive, coming forward, putting that pressure. And they went at it for 10 rounds. This was an action-packed kind of fight where neither fighter was letting off the gas. You saw Tiara Brown putting that pressure from the beginning, Skye Nicolson using her footwork, using her ring IQ, and it was very exciting to watch. I have to say, I felt like Tiara, in the first maybe 2-3 rounds, she wasn't in her rhythm just yet. She was missing a lot of punches. A lot of her punches were going in the air, but that's also because Skye Nicolson was using her footwork in a very effective manner. Having said that, by the third round, fourth round, you started seeing Tiara Brown getting in her rhythm, started landing some big shots, and every time she closed the gap, she was letting her hands go in combinations. We started to see Skye Nicolson, also landing big lead right hand. She's a southpaw. We started to see her landing big left hands from the outside. Tiara Brown was counter punching those as well. We started to see her kind of take over after the midway point of the fight. One thing that you may have noticed is that Skye Nicolson never took a seat in between rounds. Every time a round finished, she went to her corner and just stood there. And, getting her instructions from her corner. She looked like she was in great shape. Never, looked gassed out. Was able to use her footwork throughout the entire fight and counterpunch effectively at times. But Tiara Brown was just overwhelming. Relentless. She kept coming forward throughout the entire fight, just letting her hands go, combinations, going hard to the body, left hooks and right hooks to the body, up top, jab to the body, jab, like she was doing it all. She would not be denied, my peoples. So this is the kind of fight where you have the champion in Skye Nicolson, who's very talented, but then you have Tiara Brown, the fighter who's been ducked, who hasn't been able to get that title shot that she deserved from a long time ago. And at 36 years old, she got that shot and she went for it. She seized her moment. And I made that prediction. I remember watching I think it was a tweet from Alicia Baumgartner where she said Skye Nicolson by unanimous decision. And I said, you know what? No, she's wrong. Tiara Brown is going to win. This was a tough fight, very competitive. Tiara won by split decision. And I said before, this fight is happening in Australia, down under. Skye Nicolson is the champion, so she's fighting in her home turf. Tiara is going to have to take it from the champion, but also do it convincingly. I don't agree with the judges. It was a split decision win for Tiara Brown, but she won. That's what's important. I felt like it should have been a unanimous decision. Tiara Brown is now the WBC champion. So congratulations to Tiara. You get to go home with that belt, and that's it. You're the A-side. You're calling the shots now, young lady. So I'm happy for that. And when it comes to Skye Nicolson, I'll tell you right now, she's a great fighter. She's a great boxer. And I believe she's going to be champion again. So I hope I don't hear people say, oh, she's a hype job. Or whatever they say when a fighter loses a fight. This is only one loss. I'm sure that Skye is disappointed. She went in there trying to win that fight, put up a good performance. It's just that it was Tiara's night. That's just what it was. My peoples, I'm glad that you guys got to enjoy the fight. For those who watch, I actually had the opportunity to call it live. And that's how I know that it was 10 action-packed rounds. You could not look away from your TV. Great fight from the young lady, so congratulations to both of them, especially to Tiara Brown, who's now the WBC champion. I'm looking forward to seeing what she's going to do next. There you have it, my people. Tiara Brown and Skye Nicolson gave us a classic showdown. Appreciate you guys watching the show. You already know. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and share this content. Let everybody know. Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. I'm out of here. Peace.